Let's just read one more. Page 96, Strand of Dharma Jewels. The great king's close relationship with the people of the world is one wherein each generally looks to the other for sustenance. Here follow principles for establishing both Dharma and throne. Listen attentively as I explain them for you. Those who are senior in station and older than the king, who are a superior family and distinguish right and wrong, who fear doing what is bad and generally agreeable, one prays they will be appointed to watch over the king's affairs. Where sentences called for punishment such as restraint or flogging, even if those sentences were rightfully ordered, the king's constant mitigation with the great compassion should be even more inclined to bestow kindness on those cases. For the sake of benefiting all people, one should constantly draw upon a man imbued with kindness. Even if they have committed the most grave sorts of evil, one should nonetheless raise forth the great compassion. Though the grave or evil possess extremely injurious minds, one must definitely be compassionate in dealing with their cases. It is they who are the vessels appropriate for receiving compassion. Followers of right praxis find then suitable objects of compassion. In the cases where the poor have been subjected to detention for minor offenses, they must be released within 5 days. For all the others as well, they must be dealt with rightfully. No matter what the case, one must not confine anyone indefinitely. If in regard to any single person's case, one might think they should be kept in long-term detention. In each such case where one decides not to protect their interests, it will then constantly fall forth due to the very case. During that time, when they have not yet been released, though detained, they should still be allowed happiness. This extends even to issues of dress, bathing, drink, food, medicine, fans, and related concerns. As the king should wish them to become vessels of righteousness, he should institute instruction in goodness based on compassion, as good and bad people are all to be treated with identical concern. He should refrain from acting out of animosity or covetousness. Once one has thoroughly considered and truly knows their cases, for those persons who increasingly commit grave transgressions, still do not put them to death nor subject them to torment, one prays that the king would rather banish them to other regions. Watch even your own clan with circumspection, do it to an adversary, employing eyes investigating the period of people's actions. One must be constantly mindful and free of negligence in this. One prays such endeavors will be carried out in a lawful manner. Repeatedly bestow gifts commanding marital service, ordering that those demonstrate kindness shall receive them. Base these on evaluate the superiority of marital qualities, making the rewards presented by commensurate with that. Escorting off and welcoming back are blossoms of beneficence. Bestowals of renewals and condemnation are its great fruits. If the world tree casts the shade of forbearance, then the people like birds will all flock there rendering service. If the king upholds moral virtues able to practice giving, and projects all inspiring majesty, he is favored by his subjects like a granular sugar confection, yielding pungent fragrance and flavor in a pleasing mutual blend. If the king relies on that concordant principles, then the dharma of the big fish eats the little fish, want and chew. Being thus free of difficulties or actions contradicting dharma, he will always possesses the great joy and bliss arising from the dharma. It's not something brought from a previous life, nor something one can take on the future life. As the king's throne is gained by way of the dharma, so as to persevere that position one must not violate the dharma. Comparing the king's throne to the business of merchant, it could be suffering becomes the commodity in which one deals. To avoid the likelihood of having to continue and undergo yet more, you must carry forth with this correct use of this position. Comparing the king's throne to the business of a merchant, it could be a kingship itself. It is the commodity in which one deals. To facilitate one's wish to gain it yet again, one must cultivate this correct use of this position. That's it. Page 99, A Strand of Dharma Jewels. One more.